Last week, the executives at Fox News sent out a memo informing all employees that they had till the end of the day on August 17th to report their vaccination status to Human Resources. Now, a couple of weeks ago, you may remember, that's when this story actually first started developing. Fox News was essentially implementing vaccine passports for their staffers. And they said, if you're able to prove you were vaccinated, tell us you're vaccinated, whatever it is, you don't have to wear your mask. You don't have to do all the other safety protocols as long as you're vaccinated. Well, apparently the network decided, you know what, this isn't good enough. We need everybody to report to Human Resources. You've got to tell us if you're vaccinated because, as the network said in the memo, we need to know, one, for contact tracing. Two, we need to know where to put people. So we're not putting a group of unvaccinated people with a group, whatever it is, I don't know. But basically, they're doing this to keep their employees safe. And I applaud them for it. And I agree with this decision from Fox News. This is not a bad thing that the network is doing. However, what the network is doing that is bad is going on the air almost every day at some point during the day and trashing the idea of vaccine passports, trashing the vaccines themselves, creating doubt about whether or not we should even wear masks. And here the network is, behind the scenes, making sure they do everything possible because when they're not on the air, the network understands this is a serious issue. Vaccines save lives. Masks help reduce the spread. This is a classic case of do as I say, not as I do. Because they're literally preaching the opposite on the air every day. This story is not about Fox News, forcing employees to disclose themselves. No, this story is about the hypocrisy that takes place at that network on a daily basis at this point. And I guarantee you, all those hosts that go on the air every day and try to create confusion about masks, trying to say that it's oppression, trying to say we can't trust the vaccines, they're all protecting themselves any way they can because they do understand. What they don't care about, on the other hand, is whether or not their audience lives or dies. I guess at this point they do think, hey, that audience is expendable. And even though we did have a brief reprieve earlier this month where some Fox News hosts did come out and tell people they should get vaccinated, that seems like ancient history at this point with what the network is reporting now. They're creating confusion, they're sowing doubt, and behind the scenes, they're doing everything they can to protect themselves. This should be a wake-up call. This report should be a wake-up call for every single Fox News viewer that questions the efficacy of the vaccines, that questions masks, that questions vaccine passports. Fox News is doing these things because Fox News knows how dangerous the virus can be. But they have to sell outrage. They have to sell anger. And if they were to go on the air and tell their viewers, you know what, this is real, go protect yourselves, their viewers at this point have been so indoctrinated by those same hosts, they would end up turning against them. How do I know that? Because we already saw it happen earlier this month. When you did have Ducey come out and say, you should get vaccinated, Fox News viewers freaked out. When Hannity said it, his audience freaked out so much that he went back on his radio show 2 days later and tried to say, I never said get vaccinated. Even though you did. Now he's back to once again spreading misinformation and lies about the vaccines. Even when they try to do the right thing publicly, they get trashed for it because they've created this monster. But if you want to know how to protect yourself, just look at what Fox News is doing, not on the air, but behind the scenes, and maybe copy that model if you have any questions.